Hey there YouTube, welcome back to a pretty short black powder update this time. I thought I'd do a video a little bit earlier. I've actually only got really one thing to show you today, but I'm in the process of doing another couple of things as well, and I thought rather than wait another week or possibly two and to do like a bumper video, I'll try and get back on track a little bit and zap out and the normal sort of 2-week video. Apologies for it being a little bit short, but I've kind of been focusing on some other things, and the thing that I did paint I'm very, very happy with, so I thought I'll while I'm in the living the excitement, I'll go ahead and do a video on it. So let me just grab it. It's nothing super special, it's just basically a British Brigade Commander, but I think he came out pretty cool. Let's put him into the shot. So here we go. It's the last British Brigade Commander I had in my sort of painting vat to paint. And this is the guy who I kind of want to be my sort of cavalry stroke artillery brigade commander. I think he suits quite well with that sort of cape. He's actually from the Warlord Peninsula Command Pack, I believe, this guy. I really did like this guy. And like I say, literally just because of his cape, I decided to choose him to be the sort of cavalry commander, just to make him look a little bit different from your sort of regular uncaped sort of British infantry officer looking type general, or brigade commander rather. You can see that I went all out on this guy's base. I sort of started off with building up a little sort of hillock with some milliput. I then sort of covered the whole base in my Vallejo go-to earth texture. This stuff, I really do recommend this stuff. I absolutely love it. I actually might be on the lookout to see if there's, I'm sure there's some other different textures, but yeah, this stuff's great. I absolutely love it. So I basically covered it with that, and then I started to go in. I stuck some rocks into these sort of milliput as I was burning it along, and then when that was dry, while I was out in the garden, I trimmed down my rose bush, and had a couple of sort of offcuts, and I thought, wait a second, these kind of look a bit like sort of tree bark. Perhaps I'll sort of put a tree onto his stand. So I sort of came back in, and the milliput had dried, but I mixed up another little batch and sort of built up a sort of an extra little hillock on top that held the 2 pieces of branch in, and it made for a great sort of destroyed tree. And then I sort of went in with all sorts of different flock this time. I was kind of really raiding my flock collection, and I had some what's it called? Moss flock. Let's see if I can find it actually. Yeah, this is the stuff that I used. It's old Basecraft stuff. Let's have a look. Here we go. So we got these are the two that I used. So I used this green mixed turf, which is kind of like a little bit like sort of I suppose like moss. It's kind of cool actually. So that's obviously really great around trees and stuff. And then I've also found out sort of mixed foliage, which kind of looks a bit like sort of I suppose like sort of grown moss, or sort of vegetating moss. And again, I slapped some of that stuff on, and it really made the base come to life, really. And obviously, after adding some of the old Suttock grass and some flowers and some grass tufts and some of these are like army painter spring flowers, I think they're called, which are just nice for like again kind of like the sort of flowers that would grow in a sort of a pile of moss. around sort of the bottom of a tree. So it all kind of went together, and I think the base came out looking really quite cool in the end. And I'll just give you a closer look at the figure. He's got a really nice face, this guy. I mean, you can hardly really see his uniform to tell the truth, but you can see he's kind of holding his gloves there. And the horse obviously started during my the early days of my horse painting block, and basically left for ages and ages and ages, and I decided to just finish the horse off. You know, a couple of extra coats of shading and highlighting. Gave him a little bit of gave him a sock and a little bit of head markings and a bit of a white ear, and sort of that was it really. It was a really actually quite a quick figure to paint. I think it only took me maybe 3 days in total, and not really too much painting time. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 hours in total from start to finish. If you don't include the fact that the horse was already over half done in reality. But yeah, so that's the only thing that I've got to really show you at the moment. But I suppose I could have a little bit of a rant. I still haven't got round to deciding what to do about my Hanoverians, but I am kind of set on picking up the Victrix sets now. I've kind of really made my mind up, and I definitely know what to do. So I just have to basically get round to getting those ordered. I'm kind of tempted, even though I do detest the waiting times to get them from Wayland, because they're not massively cheaper. I think they're only like 10% off. But I do happen to have a £6 voucher, which help buffet the price as well. So as soon as I get hold of those 2 boxes, and all I need to do is just get a couple of commands, which I can just pick up at any time really. I'm kind of, another sort of dilemma is that I'm kind of inkling towards wanting to try front rank, because I was looking at the Hanoverian command groups, and they actually look quite cool. But I suppose the only thing that kind of slightly put me off of going to those guys is the fact that you have to buy your flagpoles separately, and you also need to buy your tassels to go on top of your command poles, which I think is like, we'll basically add about another £7 to the order, which does obviously drive the price up a little bit, and of course the £4 postage. So I really don't know what to do. But then again, I was originally going to go with Perry's, and they're also more or less the same, apart from the fact that you don't need to get the flagpoles. But then Perry's flagpoles are generally a little on the short side, so it's kind of a toss-up between the two. Again, it's something I'll probably be going on about until I've actually, hard set my mind up and order them. But anyway, I'm going to be definitely back, probably in, I would say, probably a week, maybe 2. So my videos will be more or less back on schedule. The other thing, of course, is I'm starting, surprisingly, I'm sort of getting quite near to hitting the 200 subscriber mark on the video. And I thought that, like the first time I got to 100, I did a black powder update. I thought this time I would have a go at Leon T66's Napoleonic rules, and perhaps do a battle report with those guys, obviously using everything that I've got. So obviously there'd be much bigger sides, but that's definitely something that I do want to try out. I might try and perhaps get a game in before I actually would do the battle report, just to sort of get used to the rules. I think the rules look really cool. I've read through the actual the PDF that you sent me, and I actually printed it off. I've read through it like a couple of times, and I really do like the look of them. It's like black powder, but with an extra dimension in the actual combat and the way that casualties are taken, and I really do like that. So yeah, so that's something to look forward to when I get around to 200 subscribers. Hopefully I'll be able to get a game in before, so I don't quite act as noobish as I did when I played my Black Powder game. But it will be very cool to have greatly expanded forces compared to my very first battle report. So that's it. Please feel free to put comments in below, and like the video if you wish, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'll keep watching your videos and enjoying them as usual. So until next time, catch you later.